The memory always returns in fragments and flashes, never whole, always fractured. She smiles at him at the party, bends her head to laugh at his nervous compliment, eyes glittering in the light of her phone. He tries to touch her elbow while she's leaning in to hear what he's saying, but she leans just out of reach. Later, alone, he follows her down a quiet hall. The air carries the smell of cheap beer and perfume. His words come out clumsy and urgent, an invitation twisted through hope. She looks at him, her lips forming a soft, cutting no that clings to his bones. Humiliation pulses in his blood. She steps past him, unafraid, never glancing back as the party swallows her whole. The rejection tunnels into his thoughts, a worm gnawing at the heart's core. Everywhere he goes, he can still feel the echo of her touchless dismissal. She's with someone else now, her laughter louder, body looser. They kiss openly in the shadows behind her building. She touches the other man the way she wouldn't touch him. He becomes the shadow too, present but unnoticed, cloaked in hopeless, angry need. The voice inside his head is a static buzz, urging, mocking, needling. Didn't she laugh at you? Didn't she choose? One night, clinging to darkness under her window, he watches pleasure twist her expression. Rage pools in his fists. He promises himself silence. He promises her fear. Sleep eludes him, so he catalogs her routines instead. She isn't careful. She leaves her door unlocked while she tiptoes out to meet him, her other man. The voices sharpen, stinging, and when he slips inside her apartment, the tile is cold and everything smells like her. Behind the bedroom door, he is patience made flesh, hands trembling not with uncertainty, but anticipation. They crash through the threshold. Their laughter turns to screams, then silence. The act itself blurs, every moment etched into him by the monstrous relief that follows. He feels nothing but stillness as he closes the door behind him. A single jagged thought burned into his mind. You made me do this. The roommate comes home too early and finds the unthinkable. He sees the blue lights swirl through the blinds. Later, sitting in his car, heart sprinting, he listens to the roommate's voice through the paper-thin walls of police procedure. I recognized him, she says to the officers. His name, his face, he always watched her. The accusation slides beneath his skin, a splinter impossible to remove. They'll come for you, the voices hiss. They'll believe her. She watches him with suspicion every time their paths cross in the hall. Her eyes are weapons now. He starts to carry her image with him everywhere, a face that must be silenced to protect himself. There is no comfort in the ritual or reminder of her accusation, only a sense of chasing inevitability. He stalks her with the careful paranoia of prey that has become predator. A door cracked after nightfall, an odd keening from the pipes, whispers leaking in from the stairwell. In her eyes, he sees his own destruction, and he must erase it. The voice in his head grows louder, a windy howl that surges each time she tells another person what she saw. He rehearses her last moments, as if preparing for a role he was born to play, determined to be both director and executioner. The night finally comes when quiet swallows the building whole. She is alone, unaware, bent over her notebook by a lamp. He lets himself in, invisible, a cold certainty gripping his mind. When she turns and recognizes him, she tries to fight, but already knows her fate. The memory will never leave him, the way her eyes widen, the terror blooming slow and inevitable. As the silence stitches the seams up again, he scrubs her last words from his memory, but they echo anyway, a final curse. The detective appears first as a rumor. People speak his name in cautious tones, say he has a nose for broken rules and monster hearts. The first time they meet is on the sidewalk. The detective's stare oily and cold, his posture a silent dare. Their exchanges are clinical, him answering questions, the detective cataloging every twitch and glance, picking at him like he's little more than a scab. The detective believes, truly believes, that he is the killer, but has nothing in hand except suspicion and conjecture. No one listens. The killer feels hunted, exposed in a world of half-light and shifting shadows. It becomes a game, the detective circling him everywhere he goes. Sometimes he finds strange faces around every corner, always watching. Sometimes new bruises on his car, or ominous voicemails left in the night. Every day the detective stops him, always asking the same questions with a knowing smile, as if daring him to slip, just once. The world rounds its shoulders, drawing in closer around him, and he is forced to be clever, to anticipate pressure, to live with the feverish certainty that he is marked prey and hunter both. The voices in his head twine with the detective's demands until they become indistinguishable, a chorus growing louder, feverish, inevitable. Desperation follows. The detective isn't just diligent, he's obsessive. He goes so far as to plant evidence. It's a careless move that the killer barely uncovers. A single photo slid under his door and a bloody knife hidden in his garden. He laughs when confronted, cold and hollow, but the killer feels another wire snap inside. There is nowhere to run, no one to trust. The detective's focus sharpens to a singular point. Surrounded, cornered, threatened, the killer's mind howls at him. Find the weakness, wound the heart. He learns the detective has a daughter and writes her name in the shadowy ledger behind his eyes. He follows her through the city's after-dark corridors, observes the orbit of her friendships. The detective's daughter glides through her world with certainty, surrounded by the sorority girls, forming a hive of laughter, secrets, rehearsed lines. He finds meaning in her, a warped salvation. If she chooses him, everything might quiet inside. The sorority house is an island, each member her guardian. He waits, patient, gauging which ones would notice her absence, which would protect her, which could be easily isolated and made to disappear. The voices needle him with promises. Soon, they say, you will have what you deserve. One night the weather turns. Rain smears the windows, thunder swallowing screams before they leave anyone's mouth. He moves through the house like a rumor, silent and methodical, making each room an echo chamber of dread. The girls fall one by one, never expecting a predator in this sanctuary of sisterhood. Their fear is a wind that drives him, validation. He keeps her for last, crafting the scene so that the detective's daughter finds herself alone among the ruins. She sees him, and he believes, truly, that she will understand, that she will finally love him back, if not out of desire, then out of fear. He speaks to her, his voice quaking with the weight of every rejection, every humiliation turned violent. He tells her she can save herself. All she must do is be what he needs. Her eyes are wide, brimming with horror and disgust. The tension writhes between them, the world holding its breath. But she refuses, spitting back her answer like venom. Suddenly, it is all void. His obsession, the voices, the elaborate plan. Nothing fills the emptiness she leaves in him with that single, unwavering no. He realizes in that instant that he cannot make her love him. He can only take away the choice. He lunges, driven by the chaos of voices, screaming, "Kill her! Kill her now!" But she is faster, slippery with terror, breaking from his grip and running through the shattered house. He gives chase, the walls swelling with police sirens, helicopter blades carving the air beyond the windows. Every step echoes with futility. She crashes through the exit, meets a wall of blue uniforms, spotlights pinning him in place. Hands drag him down, cold steel around his wrists. He bellows at them, telling anyone who will listen, "Insanity, you'll never keep me. I'll be back. I'll always come back. From the crowd, the detective appears, face carved from stone, one arm around his shaking daughter, his other hand steady on a gun. He stares at the killer, verdict already delivered, and says, "No, you won't." The final gunshot is deafening, merciful, a lifetime of voices snuffed out in a single act. Finally, there's darkness,